right, today we are looking at lesson 91. Looking at linear inequalities. Yes. You will need graphs. Or graph paper, either one. If you have colored pencils or pens or something, you might want to use those. You don't have to.
Why do I always think they play this? Like, no, but like they say, like all you have to do is take those and then leave.
Okay, with that, since we're married, I'll take him.
I don't know how that works. All right, how would you graph y equals 1/2 x plus 1? Okay, 1 for the y-intercept. Okay. Wait, I messed up there. Do you agree with that line? Okay, so that is this right here. We want to graph that, which says what? Less than. Is it equal to or just less than? Just less than. So we're going to dot this line. No, you'll do them again next year and the year after. Where do you shade if it is less than? You shade. Okay, which is which side? Above or below? Below. You have to shade it. You remember those? So I'm circling which color is what equation or inequality. And so the green is all below.
When you're doing where you draw your own little number line, when it says equal to, what do you less than or equal to?
You got it and shade it.
You
You shade it in. That's only if it's just greater than or less than. If it's not equal to, same concept. Dotted equals the shaded, or equal to the solid equals a solid line. Well, this was just the equation. It's the red line. And then the green line is the inequality that I circled in green. Well, they're two different graphs. That's why I'm doing them in different colors. Like this one. If it's greater than, it's going to be above, right? Is it still going to be the same dotted line? Right? And then shade above. So all up in here. Do y'all see how that works? Yeah, you pick a point. Yep. So you could pick any point on here. And if it was, like if I was wanting to check the green, if I pick this point here, it should work. But if I pick this point, it will not work for the green, but it will work for the blue. Then you've done something wrong. Yeah. Or if it doesn't work on both sides, you've done something wrong. Any other questions so far? Y'all remember doing these last year? Okay, so let's look at another example. These are now greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. What do you mean? Is it dotted or solid? Why is it solid? Because it is equal to that as well. Y'all know how to graph this, correct? So they're supposed to be the same line because it's the same inequality. The only difference is greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. For this top one, the first one, y is greater than or equal to. Where will I shade? Why the top?
Because it's greater.
Greater. Bigger numbers.
Greater is always the top. If it's solid line,
Yes. Okay. What about this bottom one? Y is less than or equal to?
the bottom.
The bottom. Greater than or less than? If it's greater than, it's above. It's bigger. So less than, below, less than.
So if it's greater than, it's above. If it's less than, it's below.
Or if you want to think of it left and right, if it's a straight up and down sign, this way, the left is lower, the right is greater. Yeah. I don't care which way you think of it, either way works. Any questions on this one? Okay. What is this now? Yeah, they are linear inequalities, but what kind of linear? What does it say before? Linear inequalities. System of linear inequalities. What does that mean?
They're together.
We're going to graph them. We're going to graph them together. Did y'all do these last year?
No.
Okay. Didn't think so. Yeah. We are going to graph them on the same graph as they normally would. You want to do two different colors for these. If you don't have colors, just be careful when you're graphing them. Do one of them like up and down when you shade, and do the other one this way. Does that make sense? Okay. So, how would we graph this one? Go to 2. Okay. Is it a solid line or a dotted line? Why dotted? Do we shade above or below? Why? Okay. You see how that works? Okay. What about this second one? Start at -3. Solid or dotted line? Okay. Shading on the left side or the right side? The right, because it's got to be above. Yes? Yeah. Do you see how that works? Okay, so we want only the solutions that work for both inequalities. Does this area work for both? No, there's nothing shaded. Oh, crud. Oh, man. Okay, what about this area up here that's blue? Or this red area? What about this area? Okay, so what you want to do, get a different color and shade it in. You can use regular pencil, that's fine. Yes? On what? Where do they overlap?
I'm using one pencil.
You can do it really light. Yes. Let me see. Okay. Y'all see Emily's? Y'all see how hers is dark here where they overlap and not dark on these two? That's fine. As long as I can tell, this is the area that's your answer. Whenever it says graph the solutions, your answer key is only going to show that area that's shaded in. It's not going to have this shaded in because are these two areas actually answers? That was just helping you figure out what dark area to shade in. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to count off that you have these. You don't have to go back and erase them. Just make sure that you can see a difference between your answer and what helped you get to your answer. Does that make sense? You do have to show if they are solid or dotted. Yeah. Any other questions? Y'all see the difference how she did it just using pencils? Any questions so far? Okay, let's look at another example. Graph the solution to the system of linear inequalities. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? Yeah, it is. So I need to go over how to graph that part of it. Okay, someone go shade the part for the top inequality. Just the red one. Okay, someone go shade the part for the blue.
Wait, I thought you said greater than it was on top.
Oh, I wrote less than on my paper.
No, that's greater.
So is she right? Okay.
This one.
Yeah. Do you agree? Yeah. Do you agree with that? Okay, what part overlaps? Someone want to go shade that in? Please don't shade it and make it look like you're in art class, okay? Please don't take forever doing these on your test. Just shade enough so I can tell what you're talking about. Yeah. Just the black is fine. I mean, you have to have the lines and just the black. You don't have to have the others. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you don't have to have the other two. Any other questions? Do y'all see how these work? Okay, so Sean wanted to know if he took off the red part and he took off the blue part. Is this graph acceptable? Yes, it is. And that is what the answer key will show. It won't show the two overlapping, I don't think. Pretty sure that it just will show what is the actual answer. I'm not going to take off if you show your work, as long as I can tell the difference between the two. Any questions? Yes.
I didn't staple on mine.